console you and help comfort you in that time, because it is a little alarming. Okay? Just want to let you know that.
Do we send Chris in if something happens?
Anytime it's a threatening environment, we put Chris Williams in there.
Yeah, she's baked. All right. So, guys, now what we're going to do is we're going to take your questions. But before we do, there's a couple questions that are always asked. So we're just going to try to get those out of the way right now.
Okay? What is the scariest thing you've ever experienced? Who's going to ask that? Honestly. Yeah?
Okay.
It's a good question. Here's the answer.
The homeowners, though I don't think these people have ever owned a home.
Maybe a trailer?
Yeah, maybe. Anyways.
Glad y'all said that.
It's a
I'm thinking more a room in a certain ward. But, the homeowners are the ones you really have to worry yourself about. Because those are the ones that can hurt you. And just, for an example, Grant and I, we all went to a case that we were going to film. And Grant and I went to walk in the house, and our production guys who were already in came, grabbed us, and rushed back out. Well, come to find out, the homeowner, the lady, had a loaded shotgun behind her door and a loaded .357 under her bedroom pillow. If that wasn't bad enough, she had a laundry list of medications she was on. And the sad thing, but it gets worse. 6 months later, this lady called her whole family over, made them dinner, then took them out in the yard and took her own life in front of them. So you never know what is going on in somebody's head. Just like as a plumber, we've gone to homes to do plumbing work. And he can attest to this, I had to take out a crackhead because you never know whose house you're walking into. And you never know what agenda that person has. So.
People are scary, ghosts not so much. Especially when you run into the cult, but we don't talk about that. Okay. Here we go. I know this great place called Insert Haunted Location Spooky Graveyard. You guys can check it out.
The answer?
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
We will, of course we will.
We love checking out.
Oh, what's that?
What does that mean? That's bad. Oh, just send an email to the case manager to the neighborhood describing the location, severity, frequency of the paranormal. Our agents
Does that say no purchase necessary at the end? Void where prohibited? If I send in for UPC codes?
You get a free decoder ring.
Oh, that's awesome. All right. Well, and the main reason for this, guys, is think of this. On an average day, we can get, 1 million, 2 million hits to the TAPS website. And I think we maxed out at 7.2 million hits in one day. But now, out of that, we can receive anywhere from 300 emails to 10,000 emails coming in a day. So these cases need to be put in the right folder. So, TAPS family in California or TAPS family in Minnesota, anywhere, they can pull the case and try to get to help out these people as quick as possible. So it's very important that it goes through the proper channels.
Last but not least,
will you tell us about your personal experiences that got you started?
who's gonna ask that one?
Well, sweet, then we're covered, I guess.
I guess we don't have to tell them then. So what? No! All right, although, wait a minute. This might be a lucky day.
Thank you for your interest, but no.
Oh.
All right, guys.
Let's get some
Can
questions.
we turn up the lights? Yeah. Okay, well.
What's up?
I don't care who it's for, you just gotta say it.
I heard that after seeing the apparition in Casemate 11 that you actually had to sit out for about a half hour because you're so shaken. Is that true?
Not a half hour. What happened was,
You
if you watch,
shaking.
no, if you watch what happened, it happened, and it surprised the heck out of me. What you don't know about me is that there's something about looking out a window and seeing somebody looking back in at you. That bothers me. Now imagine doing that in a closet. You got nowhere to go. There's a cameraman by you. You're just like, whoa. I went in after it. I asked Jay to film there. We checked it out. There was no one in there. Everything was stabilized, and I said, you know what? I'm going to step out for a minute, just because you don't need to feel like that in a closet.
He went out, he chilled out for 15, 20 minutes, and I stayed in there to see if I was able to catch anything. And that's
Yeah, I
what-
went out, sat down, they did a little interview. I think that was on the show, and went back in.
Yeah, and everyone on the team ended up going in that place alone.
Yeah.
Though they only showed Chris Williams and Dave Tango, I think. So, whatever. Yeah.
You're saying that some of your investigations are 9 days long, and then of course they're always packed into the show. Doing weekends like this, how much investigating you guys do in a year, and how much actually makes it on the show?
Well, let's see. First season, we filmed 10 episodes. I think 13 or 17 locations actually aired. Out of that, we had filmed 36 different cases. Okay, second season, we did 23 episodes, and we filmed almost 70 cases. I think 40-something aired, or it could have been just about 50.
Yeah.
So it goes to show you that a ton of cases never air. You'll never see. You know, and I understand sci-fi's reason behind that and everything else. We film a lot of cases, and then they pick the ones that they think are the best, and they put them on.
Of course, if you're gonna, you're looking for good activity or good debunking, something interesting. In some places, it's just like nothing. The people just don't really care. It's whatever.
You guys ever come across, I know you had that one episode where they had the things in the ceilings that made
Moss
stuff
Beach.
move. Yeah. Do you guys come across that a lot? Or
No, you don't come across it a lot. No, most people believe that they have something going on, but you do run into that, and you've always got to be on your toes for that. So.
But you know what's funny? What they didn't show about Moss Beach is that when I was up in the crawl space, all 6 chandeliers were supposed to move, but only 3 worked. So I fixed the other ones.
And I fixed the wiring and the light system in the bathroom, so it all worked, right?
We'll get that place.
Because we were trying to be cocky in our own little way. You know, so. Yes.
All right, Wednesday nights, 9 o'clock rolls around. I'm in my house. I'm the only one that watches your show. Okay, everybody comes along and they say, "Oh, there he goes, watching the BS." Like specifically my brother. All right.
Okay.
What's he watch, wrestling?
Good one.
It's real. Have you guys ever had any interactions with fans well, non-fans that say you're BS? They're not plumbers, they're actors.
Well, it's funny. First off, anybody can say it's BS, but to each their own, because we become the top watched cable show on Wednesdays and almost most of the week. So if they want to call it BS, to each their own. You know, of course you get your hecklers here and there, or you get your skeptics. But you know what? I'm not here to deal with the skeptics. I'm here to do what I want to do and enjoy what I'm doing. And you know what? Hopefully someday they'll be willing to step up and let's all meet in the middle and work together. So, and that's what it's all about.
All a skeptic is someone who hasn't had an experience yet. You can't prove it to them.
And it's tough because I watch the paranormal investigators willing to deal with the skeptics and step up to that, but I don't watch I can't see the skeptics willing to even take a step forward to work with the paranormal investigators. So, you know.
And we've never, ever been about trying to prove anything to the skeptics. We don't care. Our mission is to help people feel comfortable in their homes or their businesses. And the only way to really do that is to find the truth. And that's it.
And you got to remember, the skeptics have, don't get me wrong, because I'm skeptic. I believe more than 80% of all claims can be disproved. But the skeptics have their own hidden agendas, where Grant and I, every year we do these huge fundraisers for Cure Kids Cancer and things of that nature. Actually, that's how I met Mark, was doing fundraisers. And we were able to help raise $840-something thousand for Cure Kids Cancer. Well, a skeptic went and turned us over to the state troopers, the IRS, and everybody else. And it's like, come on, you know what I mean? Everybody's trying to help there. You guys are just trying to destroy things.
Go ahead, Ray.
Yeah, with all the research that you guys do and all the shows and everything, how much plumbing do you get done now?
Honestly,
My plumbing's fine.
Yeah, my plumbing works. You know what? When we're on the road for long lengths of time, Roto-Rooter does step back. They get advertisement that's priceless, and we don't charge them for that. But then when we come back and production comes to a halt, and there's 6 months before the next season starts up, we go back to our normal lives. I can't sit on the couch.
Yeah.
We go back to doing the plumbing work, and we don't do we don't do residential type work. Because it'd be really hard showing up at people's homes. A lot of people call Roto-Rooter purposely and request Grant. But we do big construction sites, commercial buildings, where we can work behind the scenes. I can bring 4 or 5 guys in and just get the job done.
But what's funny is that people like in Ohio will call Roto-Rooter, and we're in Rhode Island, man. I can't come to your house. But they'll also, people have applied for jobs at our branch and put on their resume they do ghost hunting.
At the end of a lot of videos, you'll say to the people that you're helping for them to keep in touch or feel free to call you if they need any further help. Do you?
It's all BS.
How many
We don't
people?
care.
I was going to say, how many times have you actually had to go back to someone?
Honestly, most cases we go back to, because if we're not going back to it ourselves, the home team's going and investigating it. But we've got cases that we've done 12, 13 years ago that I still talk with these people. And it's funny because come Christmas time, you get Christmas cards, pictures of the family. And you're like, who the hell is this? And then you open up the card and you're like, oh my God, because some of the kids were 3 and 4 when you met them, or some of the kids were 7 and now they got children themselves and they're married. And just to see the family grow from where you were able to come in and help them through a situation is so important. Right here.
Do you ever catch anybody messing with you guys while you're out in the field investigating?
Messing with us? Yeah, sure.
Yeah, we had one
We had
build
the-
a speaker in a wall.
Yeah. We had the
So-
Queen Mary, you guys all saw, the Moss Beach, which, that Moss Beach thing was just weird. I mean, they all said, well, everybody out there said, well, you should know it was rigged.
Well, not
I don't
everybody,
care.
everybody out there. It was just a handful of people.
But if we knew it was rigged, it doesn't matter. He sat there and said the chandeliers move and didn't explain why.
Exactly.
Sorry.
Yes, back there. Yeah. You.
How do your families handle what it is that you do, especially your kids?
How do our families handle it? And especially who? The kids. Honestly, it's funny because, I pulled into my house sometimes at 9, 10 at night, all the lights are out, and all I see is flashlights going by the windows. And I walk in and my 7-year-old Satori's got my 2 4-year-old twin boys, and they're walking around with flashlights, and Tori's got a K2 or an EMF. She's got a little investigators going. My kids are wonderful. My daughter Haley just started writing for the TAPS Paramag. She's 13. She does a great job. Our families are wonderful, and our wives are so supportive. I met my wife in 7th grade. She's my best friend in the world, and she's, without her, TAPS would have never been able to be created. And then Grant came in, and from there, Grant's wife stepped up, and it was just, they're wonderful.
Yeah, I mean, if the family said stop, we'd stop, of course.
And that's what we told them. It might sound funny, but every season that, they come back and say, hey guys, we want you to do